Coming to you live from my office here at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. It is Trio 30 Talks, and today we have another episode getting you the resources that you need, talking with Oasis. Welcome, everybody, and thank you for tuning in today to listen to everything we have to talk about Oasis and what they offer our students for resources. My name is Brian Stutz. I'm our academic outreach specialist for Trio Student Support Services. And here we have two great guests, a student. I love having students on our podcast. Charlie Bonk, is that how you say your last name?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Charlie, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
Awesome. And then we have Kara Russell, who works in our Oasis office. Kara, how are you today?
I am doing well, Brian. Thanks for having us.
Awesome. Are you all enjoying the summer?
Yes, trying to as much as I can.
Trying to, right? It's almost over. A month away, and we're already almost, the classes are a month and 2 days, right?
So. Yeah, we're cutting it close now.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah. So you guys, if you both could introduce yourselves, tell us a little bit about what you do, or what you major for Charlie, and things like that, and then you guys can get into talking about Oasis.
Yeah. All right, so I'll go first. My name's Kara Russell. I am the Senior Associate Director at the Jackie Young Multicultural Center and Oasis, which is the Office of Academic Success and Intercultural Services. Primarily oversee our Student Success Program, which I will talk a little bit more about, but I'll let Charlie introduce himself as well.
So my name is Charlie Bonk. I am an upcoming senior this year. I study mathematics with a focus in statistics and a minor in stats. And this will be my third year as an Oasis peer mentor.
Yeah, cool. And Charlie has actually gone through our student success seminar and moved on to become a mentor. So just full circle.
Nice. Well, great. Awesome. Well, thank you again for being here. So let's talk Oasis.
All right, I will get into the presentation. All right, so a little bit about the PowerPoint. We want students to feel like they belong at UNL, so this quick presentation will give you an idea about some of the services we provide and how you can get involved with Oasis, the Multicultural Center, as well as some of the different student organizations that we partner with. So first, going back. All right, so the mission in our office is to enhance student success by promoting academic excellence, diversity, awareness, and social engagement. Those are basically our three pillars. And while we serve the entire university campus, we do place an emphasis on students who identify as first generation, low income, or students of color. So I will get into our pillars and tell you a little bit about some of the things that we do with academic excellence. We offer free tutoring at Study Studio, both virtually and in person. We had to make that transition during the pandemic last year, but we have decided to keep that for students who may not feel comfortable coming to in-person tutoring sessions. We typically tutor in subjects that are related to math and science courses, just because those are usually where students struggle the most, but we do offer different subjects to tutor in if you're needing assistance there. We have a peer mentor program. As Charlie mentioned earlier, he is one of our mentors. So students that are in our program get paired with an upper class student to meet with throughout the semester. We also host academic excellence and graduation receptions, both in the spring and fall term. So students that are sophomore standing or above who receive a 3.5 GPA or higher are invited to attend our academic excellence. So we want to encourage you and award you for all of the hard work that you all put into your academics. And then lastly, we also have the Honor Society. So this is for students that have a 3.3 GPA. And I didn't mention with the graduation reception as well as the Honor Society, students receive cords. So if you look at the picture on the right bottom hand of the screen, this is one of our previous graduates that had some of the cords from the Honor Society and from our office. So you get to look very nice as you cross the stage.
Yeah, he's got a lot of cords on there.
Yes, he does.
He was involved. For that Honor Society, are our first year students able to join that, or is that you have to have a semester under your belt at UNL before you can join there?
Yeah. For the Honor Society, students also need to be sophomore standing or above for that.
Sophomore standing. Okay, perfect. All right, thank you.
Good question. And then some of the photos here. The photo to the left is our peer mentor group at a social activity at the bowling alley. And the middle photo was our virtual reception. So. All right, and then next, the social engagement pillar. At the beginning of every semester, we host our Oasis kickoff, where we bring in different entertainment vendors, as well as student organizations to set up tables about their organization and how students can get involved. They sometimes have different activities for students to play as well. Our Lunch and Learn series happens once a month, usually the first Friday of the month. This is really a great way for students to learn about opportunities on and off campus. If you're interested in becoming a peer mentor or NSC orientation leader, if you're interested in research with UCARE, McNair, tons of different opportunities there, but we bring campus partners and community partners in to talk about opportunities for students to take advantage of, whether it's work or internships or anything of that nature. And then Brother to Brother was a program that was created specifically to help keep men of color retained in college, just because numbers show that they are not graduating at as high rates as their counterparts. So that program was put in place. And then lastly, we have Stop, Serve, and Mingle, which is one of my favorite events that we host once a month as well. Students have an opportunity to work on different arts and crafts for various nonprofit agencies here in the Lincoln community. So it's a good time to kind of de-stress, take your mind off of academics, and give back to the community while you're doing it. So also a great way to just meet new people. So we work on the arts and crafts for the first hour, and then we open up the floor for karaoke during the second hour. So it's a lot of fun.
Do you have a karaoke go-to song, Kara?
I do not.
No.
I'm more of like a hype woman.
You're like in the background, like, get it.
Yes, yes.
Charlie, do you have a karaoke go-to song?
No, I actually don't like to do the karaoke there. It's not that it's bad. I just terrible stage fright.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. My go-to is Kesha, TikTok.
Okay.
I like to sing that. It's always fun. It gets people excited.
Nice. Well, we'll have to invite you to one of our socials so you can bless us with a song.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know if I bless you with your ears, but I still have a good time doing it. So.
Yeah. And you do not. Students don't have to necessarily know how to sing great. It's just like Charlie said, if you have like a fear of stage fright, then kind of overcoming that fear and getting used to speaking in front of a large audience. So
yeah,
great opportunities to get engaged socially. And so with our student success program, we have our Oasis orientation at the beginning of the semester as well. This kind of gives you an idea of what our orientation looked like pre-pandemic and during the pandemic. but students are invited the Sunday before classes start to familiarize themselves with our staff, get to know some of their peer mentors that'll be working with them in their seminar class, as well as meeting some other students that will be in their cohort. So great opportunities there as well. And then lastly, diversity awareness is our last pillar. Dish It Up is our weekly series that we host every Tuesday from 12 to 1 in the Oasis Student Lounge. I think the location may be changing this fall just to increase the space, but it's just a conversation to have open dialogue in a non-judgmental space. We talk about things like race, gender, religion, politics, whatever's trending in social media at the time. There's never really a set topic, but topics can vary. So if you are interested in dialogue, not debate, I would highly encourage you all to attend Dish It Up with us. A couple years ago, there was a very large dialogue about who was a better performer out of Beyonce and Michael Jackson. Charlie, I don't know if you were there for that, but it was a very heated conversation. So
I don't think I was, no.
yes, the Beehive was not having it, but anyway.
I can see that.
And then Husker Dialogues is a mandatory event for first year students. And we create a space so that students are comfortable having conversations around diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as learning from some of their peers about their experience and own personal perspectives. Oasis JGMC Week is a week-long event in celebration of our building. We just celebrated 11 years this year. So during this week, we have different activities in our building, like a scavenger hunt. Students have opportunities to win some free things. And we have also done like lip sync battles in the past too. So lots of things there. And then lastly, our Cultural Heritage Month celebrations. We've done things for Hispanic Heritage Month, APIDA, Black History Month, Native American Heritage Month. There are lots of different cultures to be celebrated on campus. So whether you identify with that culture or not, it's a great chance to learn something new about someone else. So going to the next slide. So this is one of our larger events called the Multicultural Greek Stroll-Off, where fraternities and sororities compete against one another. And then in the end, a group is kind of crowned the winner and they have bragging rights for the year. So previously it was in the Centennial Room, which is located in the Union. And we have since then outgrown that space. And the last time we hosted this in 2019, we were actually at the Lee Center in Performing Arts. So that was really cool, but I will play this video so you can get an idea of what our events are like in person.
That is awesome. After a year of not having any events on campus, really, to see all that, I'm looking forward to that. All those things.
Yes.
That looks really great.
Yeah, it's always a good time. And aside from the Multicultural Greek Council and National Pan-Hellenic Greek Council, there are over 500 registered student organizations on campus. So tons of different opportunities to get involved with whatever your interests are. So the last slide is just our contact information. So if anyone has questions, feel free to reach out to our website or call our front desk staff. We would be happy to answer any questions that you have. So that is all of the presentation portion. So I will get into questions with Charlie. All right. Put my questions up here. Okay. So Charlie, tell us, how did you get involved with Oasis?
Coming into college, I was a first gen student. And so that on top of a scholarship I received kind of flagged me to be an Oasis student. And honestly, at first, when I first had to sign up for the course, I was a little skeptical. I thought it was going to just be a waste of an hour every week. But even after like the first class, I actually had Kara as my instructor. I was just so thrilled about the course, just overlooking all the resources I'd learn about and how to actually be a better student on top of celebrating diversity and inclusion. I was really psyched for that. And by the end of the semester, I had decided that I really wanted to kind of carry on the legacy and become a peer mentor and help other students with their transition into college.
Yes. Yeah. I know you have grown so much since your first year. And then what other clubs or organizations are you involved in on campus?
So I am a member of Pi Mu Epsilon, which is a math honor fraternity, and I'm also a member of Math Club.
Cool.
Now, do you compete in Math Club? Or?
I do not. I have helped
okay.
some with like Math Day, where we have a bunch of high school students from across the state come and compete.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. That's awesome. That's awesome, though. We're always looking for tutors too. So I don't know if you have jobs or not, but we're always looking for some math tutor help.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Applications for our learning consultants are actually open right now. So if there's anyone in your fraternity looking for a job, shoot them to our website. And then how has Oasis helped you as a student at UNL?
The biggest impact Oasis has made for me here at my time at UNL has been not only bettering me as a student, helping me find good study habits and where I study best at. So whether that be the library or just like when I was on campus in my dorm, but also the community it's offered me. I tend to shy away from conversations. So having people to talk to whenever I need to talk to them, it's really amazing. And Oasis has really brought that.
Awesome. Good to know we're doing our job. And then what advice would you give prospective students coming to UNL?
I would say it's okay not to be sure, especially when it comes to like majors. Coming into UNL, I started out as like a pre-health major, and very quickly I decided that wasn't what I wanted to do, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But my entire time there were people helping me, giving me advice based on what I like to do. And that kind of led me to my current major, which I'm loving. So whether you're just unsure about a major or you have no idea whatsoever, there are people who can help you figure out what you really want to do and what makes you happy.
Yeah, and definitely utilize career services. I know that was a previous podcast with Letty. So that's one of the things that I think Oasis strives to do, is making sure students know about the other resources on campus. So yes, good answer.
Yes.
The next question, in what ways has Oasis provided opportunities for you to be academically successful, socially engaged, or aware of diversity?
Yeah, so part of the Oasis seminar is study hours, and that it's like a minimum of 6 hours, except you should be studying more than 6 hours. And I think it really helped a lot to transition from high school studying to college studying, because they really are two completely different animals. With high school, it's a lot more laid out. Well, with college, you've got so much free time and so much more expected out of you. No, like in high school, you might get away with an hour or two of studying, while in college, like if you just studied for like an hour for one of your courses, you're probably not going to pass that course. So kind of rewiring how I studied really helped a lot. Also, I came into the university very quiet and withdrawn, and I didn't really like to get out and really make friends or really have fun, honestly. And Oasis, the community that they have there in the office, really kind of has allowed me to expand and really become a better person, honestly, like just with when it comes to like communication and making groups of friends that typically I would never talk to people just out of fear of rejection. So
Yeah. And now as a peer mentor, you get paid
yeah,
to do those things, right?
exactly.
How awesome is that? All right. And then what do you like most about the Jackie Gunn Multicultural Center or Oasis itself, the office?
I kind of touched on it a little bit, but no matter what you're feeling, whether you're happy, sad, angry, you can always walk in to the GON and find somebody to talk to. My supervisor, Katie, every time I'm frustrated about a course or happy because I succeeded or sad that I failed, she's always there, always willing to talk and cheer me up or celebrate my victories. So always having somebody to go to fight for you and to rejoice with you is the best part about the GON.
Mhm. Yeah, I will say that's one thing about our staff. Shout out to Katie. A lot of us are also first gen, so we can relate to the students and some of the challenges that you may face. So, and then we also want to see you be successful. So any way that we can help you get to wherever it is that you want to go, we're all willing to do that. So.
That's great. Charlie, what are you looking forward with, COVID happens this past year. What is like the one thing that you're like, I can't wait for this to happen this upcoming fall because, I missed out on it last year?
I'm really looking forward to, because as a peer mentor, we have to help with the seminar. I'm really looking forward to have a full class of in-person students again. Last year we did a hybrid situation and it was really disjoint. And I feel like compared to the previous year where it was all in person, I unfortunately didn't get to make as many strong connections with my students as I would have liked. So going forward this year with a full in-person class, I'm super excited to see everyone's faces and really get to meet and make connections with students.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. Just having everyone back on campus is just going to be,
Yeah,
it's going to be a joy. It's going to be joyous to see everyone actually in person. So thank you very much, Kara and Charlie, for talking about Oasis and everything that we have to offer. I think our students will really appreciate. You have multiple areas of support. So Trio here is to support you as well. But then you know what? Oasis is right next door in the Union and in the Gaunt Center connected to the Union. Yeah. To be right there for you to get extra support as well. So if you're not feeling it here, sometimes you can go over there and head over there and see what they have to offer and all the different programming and events. So I really appreciate you all coming on and talking about it. And so on our screen here, if you are checking us out here on YouTube, or if you're listening to on the podcast version, there's always a link that you're able to click to check in and let us know that you watched. This way we can track points for you for our Trio 30 points, but also you can give us some feedback. What resources out there that you are interested in? What is it that you want to hear about? Let me know. I can bring them on campus or on our Trio 30 podcast here to really talk about whatever it is that you're interested in learning more about. This is probably, I think, our 11th episode this summer. And we're working on getting you all the resources possible for our students. We talked a little bit about a message from our sponsor here. We talked about the Career Center. We had a podcast the other day with Letty Garcia from University Career Center. So if you want to know more about that, go back an episode and check out all the things that the Career Center has to offer. But if you want to start looking through jobs on campus using the Handshake app, or you can work on your resume and learn all the helpful things that will help you progress in your career aspirations, check out University Career Center. They're there waiting for you to help you through a job on campus all the way up into your professional job. They are a resource to use from your first year to your senior year. And they hope to see you ASAP this upcoming fall. Lastly, our Instagram here, UNL Trio Scholars, our Twitter, UNL Trio Scholars. You can look us up on Facebook as well. We have the iTunes and Spotify podcasts where this episode will be dropping in the next day. And so, yeah, that's where we find our information. Kara, you have any social media or that Oasis you can follow Oasis on social media?
Yes, we have Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, and you can find us at UNL_Oasis. I believe that is it. Yeah.
All right. No TikTok yet?
No, we don't have a TikTok. I've been asking the staff to make one. Maybe we'll do one this year.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna wait for our students to start and help me do some TikTok and for just to have some fun in the office. And
yeah,
it's been I guess a guilty pleasure of mine. TikTok. Watching all the episodes, you can go through a whole year, a whole hour just going through all that. So during the pandemic, so is there anything else? Last thoughts of the day, Kara, Charlie?
I was gonna say maybe our staff can get together and do a video, whatever's trending at the time. But I didn't mention for students to get involved in Oasis. There are scholarships that are affiliated with our program, which require you to take our seminar class. If you're a high school student, those are the Nebraska Achievement, Chancellor Scholars, Davis Chambers, and the Native American Heritage Scholarship. Aside from that, anyone is welcome to join the seminar. There's also an interest tab on our website, as well as referrals. If Trio staff or anyone on campus has referrals for us, please contact our staff. But that's all I have.
All right, thank you, Charlie. Any last thoughts?
Honestly, just UNL is an outstanding place to go to school at. It's a wonderful community, wonderful campus, wonderful classes. So.
All right. Well, again, we're a month away from those classes starting here, August 23rd. So I guess a month and 2 days. Thank you all for listening. Again, we will be putting out different episodes throughout the summer and into the fall and spring. So please check us out. I always say you can be a Trio Scholar, but all students are able to listen to this podcast. It's great information for you to hear it and not have to go find it and search and read about it. You can actually listen to it. And maybe if you put it at time and a half, it'll only be 20 minutes too. So listen to me fast. Anyways, thank you all again. Be safe for the rest of your last month of summer, and go Big Red.